Alright, what is going on YouTube? Sunday Rider here, and today I'm going to show you how to manual. The manual is a pretty versatile trick. You can use it pretty much anywhere. Whether you're at street, park, dirt jumps, you can use them to link lines together. So they're a pretty helpful trick. Right now I'm going to show you a couple. I'm going to go through the steps, and then some precautions, and then troubleshooting that you can run into when trying the manuals for the first time. So yeah, let's show you guys what to do first. Alright, so when you're first starting out learning your manuals, what you really need to learn how to find your balance point. So what I mean is, when you're on the pedals and when you're cruising, you need to throw your weight back, and you need to figure out when your wheel's about to go forward and when it's about to drop. And you can do that by moving your hips forward or backwards. So when you're down here on the bike, you can move your hips back to lift the wheel up or forward to bring it down. So when you're in the air, you can kind of move around because your bike will follow wherever you move. So when you're doing that, that's the hardest part. It took me probably 5 or 6 months to learn this. That was just because I was pretty skeptical. I learned them with brakes and I kept looping out. I learned them brakeless. So when you learn them brakeless, it's a lot sketchier because you have to jump off, put your feet back, bail. So it's a little bit sketchier than with brakes, because with brakes, if you feel yourself going backwards, you can just drop the front end and the whole thing just stops. So your manual will just stop. But I'm going to show you what I mean by lifting your weight back right now. That's the most important step to learning the manual. So I'll show you this right now. Alright, so move you guys. I'm going to come through here and do a little manual for you. Not super long, but I'll just show you what I mean, and you guys can get a sense for how to throw your weight back, and also explain some tips and helpful advice. Alright, so when you first start out, it kind of seems like it would be contradicting itself, but what you really need to focus on is going fast. Not super fast, maybe I would say 2 or 3 cranks would be fine. That would be plenty of speed that you need to do for your first couple manuals. And then when you do that, what I like to do is I like to have one finger hovered over the brakes. So in the event that I loop out, I can squeeze my brakes. So if you're right here and you're going backwards, you can squeeze your brakes and your front end will drop because your back end will be moving. So you're like this, you're manually looping out, and you just drop. So your front end just drops. Pretty helpful. So when you're doing brakeless, you're gonna have to loop out like this. You're gonna have to kick your front end off and jump, which is a little bit sketchier, and it's a little bit harder to learn and a little harder to overcome the fear of jumping off your bike. One of the best things that you can actually do when learning a manual is to just go around like this. So just do this. Doing that will help you find your balance point, and it'll really help in the manual. Because the ideal position is if your seat's low like mine. I like mine low because I do all the spinny tricks and all the gaps and stuff, so I need to have the suspension for my legs. So if your seat's low, you can throw your weight back a lot farther than you could with a high seat. So keep that in mind. You don't have to lower your seat, but then you just have to make accommodations for your seat height. When you're on your pedals, I'm right foot forward, so it's left foot forward, it's the same thing. When you take off, you need to lift up your front end a little bit and then throw your weight back, just like that. So you should be like this. And then your arms need to stay straight. They have to stay straight. If they're like this, your manual is just going to drop and you're going to go to the sides. So the steps in order to learning the manual would probably be getting your feet placement. So you would go, crank back, extend your arms, and then start pumping your legs. And what I mean by that is, if you feel your front end coming up, put your legs forward. Not all the way, because you don't want to completely bring it down, but you want to do very minor adjustments in the air. So you want to move your weight back, which will in turn move your weight forward or backwards, depending on how you move your hips. You can also move your legs to the side to turn your direction. That's a little bit more advanced, and it takes a little bit more time to master and learn. But yeah, I'm going to try and manual this whole parking lot for you guys and show you steps of what you need to do. So you'll see in the video how I'm moving my weight backwards and forwards depending on how my front end reacts. So if your front end, like I said, if it's moving up, you need to move your hips forward to bring it down. And if you see it bringing down, you need to throw them back to keep it in the air. Alright, I know I say this a lot in my videos, but if you guys have a parking spot, or if you guys can get to a spot like this where you have painted lines, it'll help you so much, because people say use the cracks in the pavement and stuff, but it's pretty, if you're a beginner, it's not the best to go over like a crack in the cement, because you might fear, leaning back, hitting your head or cutting yourself. And also, going back to hitting your head, please wear your helmet, because this is a trick I've looped out and smacked my head right into the pavement before, and if I wasn't wearing a helmet, man, it could have gone bad. So please remember your helmets, please, please, please. Because when you're going back, when you loop out, you can go back and just whack your head right on the cement. So pretty dangerous trick unless you master it, which takes a lot of time. So just remember your helmet. So helmets, please. Okay, so the parking spots are helpful because you can find something like this or just a regular parking spot where the paint is your line, so you can figure out exactly what you need to do. So you lift your front wheel and you can practice going certain lengths. It's pretty helpful because using this isn't pretty accurate, especially if you're scared of falling on that or cutting your hand open on that, which is pretty possible. Now, like I said, that will mess up your bike. If you do not have good parts and you don't know what you're doing, that will mess up your bike. So do not do that unless you absolutely have to. So those were a couple clips of me looping out. Alright, so I want to thank you guys for watching this video. This is my first how-to, so I'm not quite positive on how the reviews and how people will like it. So I hope that some of these tips found you guys helpful. If you have any questions or if you need any help with these, just leave them in the comment section. I'm sure I'll be able to help you. There's a lot of troubleshooting that goes wrong with it. I just kind of figured out on my own as I was progressing. So the main problems are just looping out, going to the sides, and you can do that by keeping your weight centered over the top tube. And the top tube is this thing right here, and over your seat. So you need to plan accordingly. You need to center your weight over your tire or over your seat, depending on how you are. And then when you're on the pedals, you also can move your legs. I like to keep them close, just so I don't bring them to the side and accidentally turn. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. We're going to Carlsbad in a couple days. We're gonna get some clips there, get some surfing done. So it's gonna be pretty sick. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in a couple of days.